Ms. Ross.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And before I make my remarks, I just want to remind the committee, I know I'm just a freshman, so I did all my research, like why we're going to have 3 hours of debate and all the rest tomorrow. But this bill is back to us on concurrence, and it has gone through regular order. And I was a state legislator, and what happens is you do all your work on your side, you send it to the other side, they do all the work, they don't do things you like sometimes, they do other things you like, and then they send it back for concurrence. And what they've sent us back, maybe not everything we want, but it's pretty good. And my constituents want it, so I'm going to concur. And with that, I just want to kind of give this a little context. At the start of this Congress, which has been quite a Congress, I mean, I was appointed to the Rules Committee and then had to come the next morning and deal with impeachment for a president who clearly has been derelict in his duties, or was. We faced unprecedented challenges, including the pandemic. And we have stepped up for the American people to deliver meaningful relief. We are putting people before politics. And this is a once-in-a-generation bill, and it's an example of our efforts. And it deals with issues that Congress has simply just kicked the can down the road about. And you've heard about them all afternoon. It's a monumental piece of legislation that will reshape and improve our country's commitment to major issues affecting every single American. It reduces healthcare costs for families. It slashes greenhouse gas emissions. It invests in clean energy. It creates millions of manufacturing jobs, and it ensures that businesses pay their fair share. For decades, we have heard from Americans of all backgrounds imploring Congress to find solutions for these concerns. This legislation, it takes us one step forward to doing that. I'm particularly excited that this bill represents the most significant investment to combat climate change in U.S. history, ever. It's an investment in clean energy that will strengthen our energy independence and lower energy costs for consumers across the country. In my home state of North Carolina, we've dedicated years to rethinking and improving our renewable energy options. And we are a leader in the Southeast and in the country. We recently announced a historic $1.2 billion investment in VinFast, an electric car manufacturing company set to bring over 7,500 jobs to our state. And I've spent the past year working across the aisle to create offshore wind opportunities in North Carolina, which are supported by our major utilities and the Chamber of Commerce. Offshore wind energy represents one of the best options in our toolbox to reach our clean energy goals, powering millions of homes, lowering prices, and creating thousands of high-quality jobs. My state is perfectly positioned to lead this multi-billion-dollar industry. And I'm pleased that this bill will end. We talked about the prior administration. They had a moratorium on offshore wind leasing, just kind of shutting down options for our utility and for our future. This act takes North Carolina's investment in clean energy and multiplies them, substantially improving Americans' lives and bolstering our nation's capabilities, all while reducing the deficit. We will be reducing the deficit for generations to come. I'm honored to have the opportunity to speak on this historic legislation and to vote in support of the rule and the bill. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.